All right, so for this problem, we're finding the perimeter of this triangle. And when we do that, what we have here is two sides that go right along the grid lines, and we can use the ruler postulate for this. If you look at this point, this is A to C, which I have written here as the first one. A to C, these 2 points, they have the exact same x coordinate. The only thing that's changing is the y coordinate because you're changing vertically but not horizontally. Okay, so all you have to do is use the ruler postulate with these two values of 1 and 9, and what that looks like is this. Remember, the ruler postulate says you take the absolute value of one endpoint minus the other endpoint. So 1 minus 9 and the absolute value of that, right? So the absolute value of -8, which is 8. That means this is 8 units. And you could count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to find out or verify, but that's not how you want to be finding this out. You want to know this formula and know that you can do this. Okay. Now the same thing with A to B. Notice from A to B, the y coordinate is the same. All that's changing is the x because you're only moving in the x direction, not vertically. So we can do the ruler postulate with that, with 1 minus 7, and take the absolute value of that, and that's the absolute value of -6 or 6. We have this is 6, this is 8. For B to C, which by the way this is C, for B to C, we want to use the distance formula since we're going diagonally. Okay? What is the distance formula? You should know it. There it is right there. And so what I want to do is I want to designate these 2 points that I'm going from, B to C, as point 1 and point 2, whichever one is fine. But when you then do that, you find out that, or you determine that x1 is just the x coordinate of point 1. y1 is the y coordinate of point 1. And same thing for the point number 2, you get x coordinate, y coordinate of point 2 is x2 and y2. So you fill them in then, and here's a pro tip. You really should be doing this. Anytime you substitute a value in for a variable, x2 is 1, you put parentheses. If you do this, your math is going to level up, and you should be doing it. In fact, it's required. Okay, so x2 is 1 minus x1, which is 7, and then y2, which is 9, minus y1, which is 1. Okay, so we've got inside here. There's brackets on the outside. Since there's parentheses inside, we have the outside B brackets, so you know that this is the larger set of grouping symbols. Okay, and then we just simplify here. Okay, 1 minus 7 is -6. That's got to be in parentheses. If you had -6 squared, but you didn't have parentheses around the -6, you would just be squaring 6 and then making it negative. That's not what you want to do. You want to square -6. So you have to have parentheses to show that this is the base that's being squared. Okay? 9 minus 1 is 8, so that's squared. And as we move down, we find that -6 times -6 is 36. 8 times 8 is 64, so 36 plus 64, which is 100. So you've got the square root of 100, which is 10. Okay, so then we have for 3 values, 8, 6, and 10, that we have to add together in order to find out what our ultimate answer is. And when we do that, just 1 second, we find that we've got 8 plus 6 plus 10 is 24. So our answer for this one is 24 units, and that's B. Okay, we're going to do the same thing for the next one with a little twist. So 69 is on the next slide. All right, now we're finding the perimeter of this parallelogram, and it's got these vertices for the 4 points. Now I just want to point something out to you. Well, first of all, let me just say that we have 2 sides that are going right along the red lines, A to B, right, that I've written down here. A and B have the same y coordinate because all you're changing is in the x direction. So you've got -5 and 2, and you can use the ruler postulate for that. And you say the absolute value of -5 minus 2, which is the absolute value of -7, which is 7. This length is 7. And you could, of course, count to verify it, but you shouldn't be counting to find it out. Okay, you should know how to use this formula. And the same thing down here. In fact, it's a parallelogram. You'll come to learn that parallelograms have opposite sides of equal length. Okay. What is this one? Well, let's see, C to D. We've got the y coordinate being the same. The x coordinate changes. We have 1 and 8 for the 2 x coordinates. So we have the absolute value of 1 minus 8, which is the absolute value of -7, which is 7. So this is also 7. Now, what I want to just quickly show you is this point A to C right here, or this segment A to C right here, is the hypotenuse of a triangle, and that triangle has the exact same legs in the right triangle as this one does. Okay? This, if we were to, let's just count it, we could say that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units that way, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units that way. Since the Pythagorean Theorem says that if you a squared plus b squared equals c squared, you'd be squaring and adding together the same two lengths for both of these to get this squared. And so therefore we know by calculating this, AC, we'll have the same length as BD. I'm going to use that and I'm just going to show it to you once so that we aren't doing all of that work twice. Let me just erase these marks. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the segment AC, the length of that, and we're going to use the distance formula, and then we're going to have that same length twice once for BD as well. So here we go. The distance formula is what we're going to use, and what we need to do here is we need to designate one of these as 0.1 and one of these as 0.2. So how do we do it? Let's say A is 0.1 and C is 0.2, and therefore then we've got x1, y1, x2, y2. So when we fill those in, okay, we're using x2, 1, minus x1, -5, and notice that I'm using parentheses where I substituted in and brackets for the outside grouping symbols. Okay, all of that squared, and y2, -2, minus y1, 6, all in brackets because we need to calculate this inside first and then square it. And when we do that, we find that it is 6 squared plus -8 squared, which is 36 plus 64, which is square root of 100, which is 10. So this length right here is 10. And it just so happens we have it twice, remember? So we get this 7 plus this 7 plus this 10 plus this other 10 for the other one. When we add them together, we get 34. And then we find out that that is answer C. That's how you do it.